friends. Today I'm going to help you review a little bit for your Chapter 4 test. And the first thing we're going to talk about on this video is a review of the GCF and the LCM. I'm going to do them together because this is the way I'm going to ask you to do it on the test. And I've picked a couple medium difficult problems so that if you understand these, you'll certainly be able to go back and review some of the easy ones as well. Remember that the GCF and the LCM both start with the prime factorization. If the prime factorization is not correct, you're not going to get the GCF and the LCM correct either. So make sure that you're very careful when you do the prime factorizations. I'm going to start with this one. I can think of 20 as 10 times 2 or 5 times 4. Either way is fine. Keep breaking it down. Bring the 2 down here. Ask yourself, do I have nothing but prime numbers in this list? I'm good. I double check. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. And I have the right number. I'm going to write my prime factorization in exponential form, which is 2 squared times 5. And my variables come down inside the box, times a squared times b cubed. And I box it up. I move over to the 42. I think of as 6 times 7, which is 3 times 2 times 7. I write it in order from least to greatest. 2 times 3 times 7. The exponent is 1 on both of those. And I add my variables, just like they are in the original problem. And I box it up. Now I'm ready to start with my T-chart. GCF on one side, LCM on the other. Remembering your GCF, in order to write a base down, it's got to appear in both boxes. So I'm going to start with my numbers. I see a 2 in both boxes. I'm going to write it down, and I'm going to write the smallest exponent I see. This guy is 2 to the ghostly 1. He's 2 squared. 1 is smaller than 2. I'm going to write that down. I see a 5 in this box, but not over here. I see a 3 in this box, but not over here. I can't write either one of those numbers in my GCF column. I see an A and an A, and the smallest power I see of A is to the first, right there. And I see a B in both boxes. The smallest exponent I see is 3. Our GCF is 2AB cubed. Our LCM is going to be much different. On the LCM, I'm going to write down every base I see. And I'm only going to write them down one time, but every base goes under the LCM column. I see a 2, a 3, a 5, a 7, an A, and a B. Looks like I'm running out of room for my B. Now I go back and I put the biggest exponent I see. The biggest exponent on 2 is 2 squared. 3 is to the first, 5 is to the first, 7 is to the first. A is squared, and B is cubed. So now if I go to clean up my LCM and simplify it a little bit, I have 4 times 3 times 5 times 7 times A squared B cubed, which becomes 12 times 5 times 7, or 60 times 7, or 420 A squared B cubed for the LCM. Notice how much bigger the LCM is than the GCF, and that's generally the case. Let's try one more together, and then I'll hope that you'll review some of these in the textbook on your own. We're going to begin with the prime factorization, 10 times 7, or 2 times 5 times 7. I have all prime numbers. I'll bring down my variables, x cubed, y, z to the 5th, and I'll box it up. Crooked box. And 91 looks like it ought to be prime, but I hope you remember that it's not prime. It is, I wonder if you can tell me, I'm going to have to remember myself. I think that it is 13 times 7. Yep, 13 times 7 times x times y squared times z cubed. And box it up. This is where it helps to know those prime numbers that are on our prime number sheet that we did early in the chapter. Now I'm ready for my T-chart. GCF, LCM. GCF, I need the base to be in both boxes. The only number I see in both boxes is 7, and the lowest exponent I see is the only exponent I see, which is to the first power. There he is, the ghostly 1. I see an x in both boxes. The lowest exponent I see is the ghostly 1. I see a y in both boxes. Again, the ghostly 1. And z, his lowest exponent, happens to be this guy right here, z cubed. That's the GCF. LCM, every single numeric base that I see, and algebraic as well. I see a 2, I see a 5, I see a 7, and I see a 13. That's going to be a large number when we multiply it. I see an x to the 3rd, a y squared, and a z to the 5th. I'm finished except for I need to kind of clean this up. So that's 10 times 7 times 13. I might choose to multiply the 10 times 13 first and get 130 times 7. And if you can't do that in your head, go off to the side of the page and do it longhand. 910. X cubed y squared z to the 5th. So please go and review some more problems on your own. If you do the odd ones in the book, the answers will be in the back. And if you need to review the video again another time, please do that. Thanks. Y'all have a great evening.